Hey guys, so today we're going to test some other hypotheses on analyst coverage. Specifically, we're going to look at or try to understand if volume or institutional ownership has a relationship or drives analyst coverage. So let's get started. So as you can see, we already have imported pandas and NumPy. We have a CSV file with this data in it, and we've created a data frame called df. So I'm going to use this data frame, and we can see all our columns here, and we already created a new column called analyst coverage. You can see that here. And remember, we also created a log market cap column. But we want to take a look at institutional ownership right here. So to do that, we're going to add another line. And we can take a look at that column by saying institutional ownership. So you can see that column there. Sorry about that, guys. My server went down. But again, what we need to do is we need to look at our institutional ownership column. Institutional ownership column. Institutional, spelled that wrong. There we go. And specifically, we need to, you notice that we need to convert these percentages into decimals. So we need to strip off this percentage because these are strings, and convert it to decimals and then remove these NaN values. So to do that, we're going to use the .apply function again. And similar to this, but we're going to use a lambda function. We'll say lambda x, so for every value of x. And specifically, we're going to make sure that value of x is a string. And then we're going to strip off the percentage sign. So we can do that like so. And finally, we want to convert this whole thing to a float. So that will convert it into a decimal. And then divide by 100. So there we go. Now we have decimals. So previously we had 88.4%. Now we have 0.884. Great. And so let's just create a new column, and we'll just call this new column institutional owner, like that. And there we go. So we have that new data column. And we also are interested in volume. So let's take a look at volume and see if our hypothesis is alternative hypothesis is that greater percentages of volume will have a relationship with greater analyst coverage, or have at least one analyst covering it. So we're going to again take the volume column and do that like so. And we're also going to apply a function on this lambda x, and then for every value of x, we're going to take the log values of volume. So say natural log 1 plus x, like that. And we'll just create the new column, and we'll just call it log volume, like so. There we go. Log volume, like so. Okay, and now we have the data points that we're interested in. Now we need to import our stats models like last time. We're going to import D matrices like so, and then instead of just looking at the log market cap, we're going to take a look at the institutional ownership owner. Did I spell that right? And also log volume. So what we're doing is we're taking all these columns, and then we're going to drop values, not a number. And so there we go. We can see that. And so we can now build out our model. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to look at each of these individually. So we already looked at log market cap. Let's take a look at log volume. See if there's a relationship there. So we use D matrices like so. There we go. It adds an intercept. We can build our model, we can fit our model, and finally we can summarize the results. So there we go. So we can see that there's a very high t-statistic here. And so there seems to be some type of relationship here. Greater amounts of volume do signify, and it's a positive coefficient. There may be some relationship with analyst coverage. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Next, let's take a look at institutional ownership. And so again, we can come back here. We can change our model here and just say institutional ownership or institutional owner. So insta owner, that's it. Let's redo our model, results as summary. Again, we have very high t-statistic here, which looks very interesting. So there seems to be, again, a relationship with higher levels of institutional ownership does signify there may be at least one analyst covering that company. Okay, so that's great to know. We stated our hypothesis and we collected the data, and then we looked at the relationship to see if there is one. Now what we want to do is let's actually build out this model, see if there's, of course we have to look at if there's any relationship, if there's any multicollinearity between these, but let's see if we can add all these variables and see if we can build a better model. And so we're going to take the log market cap, and if this is a well-specified model, these variables shouldn't take away from each other. In other words, the t-statistics shouldn't drop amongst them, meaning they should all be significant. Each of these variables should be significant on their own. So let's see if we can say log market cap, and we're going to take a look at the institutional ownership, and then finally we're going to add the log volume. So that is our model that we're building out. So we can see that here. We're going to build the model, fit the model, and see if we can adjusted R-squared has increased. And it looks like all the t-statistics are still significant. Standard errors are very low, and the coefficients are positive. So there seems to be a strong relationship with each of these variables. Of course, we'd have to do more research, look into multicollinearity, see if there's any heteroscedasticity, things of that sort to verify and test our model. But there does seem to be a relationship here, at least from the looks of this, with these variables and analyst coverage. So if you like this video, please subscribe. In our next videos, we'll talk about some other concepts around market theory and potentially building actual financial models in valuation models. All right, thanks guys. Till next time, thank you.